All right, welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we grab one piece of news, sometimes something that looks pretty simple on the surface,
Yeah.
and we unpack everything underneath. And today, our starting point is, well, it's pure Hollywood, the big celebrity Halloween moment.
Mhm.
But this one, it felt different, very coordinated.
Yeah, definitely more than just costumes. The specific thing that caught everyone's eye was Meagan Good and Jonathan Majors.
Right, showing up to their own party, Honor-Ween, they called it in West Hollywood.
Mhm.
And they were matching, basically,
Mm.
complimentary black outfit.
Exactly. Sleek black costumes. We saw the pictures pop up everywhere, right? Just Jared had a bunch. They looked, incredibly unified.
Totally. But that visual unity, that coordination, that wasn't just for Halloween aesthetics, was it?
Not at all. I mean, yes, the images of them, especially Majors as Blade, the Marvel character, and Good complementing that look went viral instantly. Of course they did.
Mm-hmm.
But we really need to look beyond the fashion choices here. This specific party held on the evening of October 31st, 2025. It wasn't just a party. It was deliberately positioned, I think, right at the crossroads of their personal lives, which they keep pretty private, usually.
Yeah.
They're very public professional careers. And crucially, the launch or maybe the big public push for a pretty significant business venture.
Okay, so that's the mission for this deep dive then.
Yeah.
We're going to explore how this couple, this Hollywood power couple, basically used a huge cultural event, Halloween, but specifically their Halloween, Honor-Ween,
Mm-hmm.
to hit like 3 targets at once, advance their new wellness brand, Honor Culture, project this specific image, this narrative of partnership, maybe resilience too,
Definitely resilience.
and yes, cement themselves as a duo who really gets how to blend life and business, how to monetize their story maybe.
It's a masterclass in modern celebrity branding. You see how every single move, from something super private like getting married to something incredibly public like these Halloween costumes, it all feeds into this bigger, coherent narrative.
A corporate narrative, almost.
Good. Almost, yeah. That line between personal celebration and like strategic promotion, it's getting really, really blurry. And they seem to be leaning right into it.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's unpack this whole Honor-Ween thing and see where it gets really interesting. Starting with the party itself, the spectacle. So the first thing you mentioned, this wasn't just a party, it was the inaugural one.
Exactly. First annual Honor-Ween. That tells you right away, this isn't spontaneous. This is planned. It's got infrastructure.
And the logistics.
Yeah.
They matter. Evening of October 31st, 2025. Okay, standard Halloween. But the venue,
Lava Rock in West Hollywood.
which is prime territory.
Absolutely prime. West Hollywood isn't just some random spot. It's a global center for entertainment, for media, for lifestyle brands. Picking that venue sends a clear signal. This is for the cameras. This is for visibility. This isn't just for their pals.
And the name itself, Honor-Ween. It's clever.
It's very clever branding. You take a universal holiday, Halloween, and you fuse it with your specific brand name, Honor Culture. So now, every time someone mentions the party, every article written, every fan conversation online, they're saying your brand name. It's free marketing. It's instant SEO during a really high-traffic media week. It's subtle, but super effective.
Okay, and then there's this other layer that really shows the planning, the investment. They didn't just wear one costume.
No, this is the aha moment, right? They did a double reveal, 2 distinct high-production looks for the same day.
Which is kind of intense.
It's very intense. It means they split their visual output. They had this staged, very polished photo shoot earlier in the day, and then the big dramatic entrance at the party venue later that night.
Why do that? Why two?
Control. Narrative control. In a 247 news cycle, you want to dominate the visuals for as long as possible. 2 looks gives you 2 news beats, basically. Keeps the conversation going.
Okay, so let's break down the 2 looks. The first one, the photo shoot, that was different.
Very different. For that initial set, they went deep into pop culture history, really iconic stuff. Michael Jackson's Remember the Time video from 1992.
Oh, wow. That video was huge. Wasn't it, like, super long?
9 minutes, which is basically a short film. Directed by John Singleton, no less.
Right. And it had that incredible cast, Eddie Murphy as the Pharaoh.
Magic Johnson, Iman as the Queen. It was this massive cinematic spectacle. It wasn't just a music video. It was a cultural event in itself.
So choosing that as inspiration,
Yeah.
what's the message there?
It taps into history, fantasy, opulence. They channeled that whole Egyptian royalty vibe. The photos showed these incredibly elaborate costumes, intricate details, lots and lots of gold accents.
So it's projecting what? Wealth, power.
Both, but also regality, the connection to legacy, and understanding of like cinematic visual storytelling. It's them saying, we appreciate culture, we see ourselves as part of that lineage, maybe even Hollywood royalty. It's a very grand statement.
Grand, but maybe a bit historical.
Yeah.
For a brand launch party.
Exactly, which is why the second costume set for the actual party entrance was such a deliberate pivot. They arrived at Lava Rock later that night, and the gold, the fantasy, all gone.
Replaced by
Sleek, dark, tactical. Jonathan Majors came as Blade.
a Marvel character, Wesley Snipes.
That's the one. Blade, the Dhampir, half vampire, half human, the Daywalker. Created way back by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan in the comics, but yeah, absolutely popularized by Wesley Snipes in the films.
Okay, Blade. That's a strong choice.
Yeah.
What's the symbolism there?
Well, think about Blade. He fights darkness, right? He's disciplined, operates in the shadows, he's incredibly resilient. He navigates this sort of twilight world. It carries a lot of weight, especially, well, we'll get into the context later.
And the look itself is pretty iconic.
Instantly recognizable, long trench coat, the dark sunglasses, the black tactical gear underneath. It's intimidating, powerful, a very high-impact look when you want to project strength, maybe even a bit of edge.
And Meagan Good, what was her part in this second look?
So the initial reports, like the ones on Just Jared, really emphasized the coordination. Her outfit was black, sleek, and clearly designed to harmonize with Major's Blade.
So they matched, but maybe she wasn't a specific character.
It seemed less about her being a specific known character in those first hits and more about the complementary nature. The sources highlighted how her look unified their late evening aesthetic. Maybe leaving her character slightly ambiguous was strategic. It kept the focus on Majors as Blade, which might have been the intended primary image.
But the main point was the unity.
The unity, exactly. The message is, we are a team, we are cohesive, we move together. Even in costume, they present as this tactical, powerful unit.
When you think about pulling off both looks in one day, that's a serious undertaking.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just throwing on whatever's in the closet. This points to a really sophisticated, probably well-budgeted approach to their image, to their brand.
You mean like stylists, photographers?
For sure. You're coordinating with probably 2 different high-end stylists, maybe different hair and makeup teams for each look. You're sourcing or commissioning 2 sets of high-quality costumes. You need a professional photographer booked for that pre-party Egyptian shoot. It's a significant investment of time and resources.
And the looks serve different purposes.
Totally. The gold royalty look, that's about glamour, nostalgia, legacy, appeals to a certain crowd. The black tactical look, that's modern, edgy, maybe aligns Majors with that resilience theme we talked about.
So they used one day, Halloween, to broadcast 2 different facets of their combined image.
Nailed it. Opulence and history in the afternoon, then modern strength and unity in the evening. Connects their personal style to big pop culture moments, maximizes the visual impact, ensures everyone's talking, right around the time their brand needs buzz.
It definitely got people talking. But, you know, great costumes only get you so far if there isn't a compelling story behind the people wearing them.
True.
Which brings us to the foundation, the partnership itself. Good Majors. Their journey together is really the context for all of this. Okay, so before we dig deeper into the business side, into honor culture itself, we kind of need to understand the platform they built this on, the 2 of them together.
Yeah, absolutely, because they bring very different but equally valuable types of, let's call it celebrity equity to the table.
Let's start with Meagan Good. Her career has incredible longevity.
It really does. She was born August 8, 1981 in Panorama City, California. And her career, it spans nearly 3 decades now. In Hollywood years, that's practically forever.
Right. It speaks volumes about her adaptability, her staying power.
For sure. And her breakthrough wasn't just some teen movie. It was the critically acclaimed film Eve's Bayou back in 1997.
I remember that film. She was amazing in it. Got an Image Award nomination.
Yeah, it immediately marked her as a serious talent, capable of handling really complex, dramatic stuff, even at a young age.
And what's striking is how she didn't get stuck in one type of role. She's shown incredible range.
Totally versatile. She navigated that tricky transition from child actor to adult roles and then moved across genres. Remember that whole era of dance movies?
Oh, yeah. Got Served, Roll Bounce, Stomp the Yard. She was central to that whole scene.
Which gave her a really strong connection with a specific key demographic at the time. But then she didn't just stay there.
No, she kept evolving. More recently, we've seen her in serious dramatic roles, like in Tyler Perry's stuff. Divorce in the Black, wasn't it?
That's right, 2024. And importantly, for modern relevance, she's part of the superhero world, too.
In the Shazam movies, she played the adult version of Darla.
Exactly. In both Shazam from 2019 and the sequel, Fury of the Gods, in 2023. So her career narrative is all about lasting power, evolution, reinventing herself, which, is a pretty good story to have when you're launching a wellness brand.
Yeah, that fits perfectly. She embodies that longevity.
She is longevity.
Now, contrast that with Jonathan Majors. His journey feels different.
More.
Intense, maybe. A faster ascent.
Definitely different trajectory. He was born September 7, 1989. His background is quite prestigious. He's a graduate of the Yale School of Drama.
Which carries weight. Serious acting chops.
Absolutely. And his initial rise wasn't really through blockbusters. It was built on critical acclaim. Think about The Last Black Man in San Francisco in 2019.
Incredible film.
And then HBO's Lovecraft Country in 2020. That got him a Primetime Emmy nomination. So he established himself very quickly as a heavyweight actor, an actor's actor.
But then the commercial success came knocking. Big time.
Oh, yeah. Marvel called his role as Kang the Conqueror in the MCU, that was poised to be massive. Even just his introduction as He Who Remains in the Loki series on Disney+.
Right, that set him up as the next huge villain for the whole franchise.
Exactly. And beyond Marvel, he was headlining other big projects, too. The Harder They Fall, that Western from 2021.
And Creed 3 in 2023, which did really well.
Huge numbers. So when you put these two together, you have Meagan Good's 3 decades of stability, her broad demographic reach, her story of evolution.
Merged with Major's rapid rise, his critical acclaim, and that intense recent commercial power, especially for Marvel.
It's a potent combination. It creates this really broad, diversified platform, perfect launch pad for something like honor culture.
But it's not just their professional lives aligning. Their personal relationship, the story of how they got together, that seems crucial too. Especially the timing.
The timing is everything. Let's trace that relationship timeline, because the private milestones really do set the stage for this very public brand launch.
Where did they meet again?
Reports say they first connected at the Ebony Power 100 Gala back in 2022.
Okay. But they kept it quiet for a while.
Very quiet. They didn't publicly confirm they were even dating until sometime in 2023, which again speaks to this pattern of controlling their personal narrative. Deciding what's public, what's not.
And the engagement details that came out later, they felt very intentional.
Very much so. He proposed in Paris in 2024. Classic romantic gesture. But the detail that stood out was that he reportedly got her father's blessing first.
Kind of traditional.
And then they exchanged these engraved rings, personalized, during a trip to Hawaii. It all paints a picture of thoughtful, committed milestones. International, symbolic. It projects stability.
And that stability culminated in the wedding, which was surprisingly low-key.
Incredibly low-key, especially by Hollywood standards. They got married in March 2025, and the setting wasn't some grand venue. It was reportedly in the backyard of their Los Angeles home.
Just the backyard? Wow. And who was there?
This is the detail that really underscores their approach. Sources emphasized only their 2 mothers attended. That's it.
Seriously. Just the moms.
Apparently. Major's mother, who is actually a pastor, officiated the ceremony, and Good's mother served as the sole witness.
That is intensely private. You almost never hear of celebrity weddings being that small, that contained.
Almost never, especially when there isn't, a magazine deal attached, this extreme preference for privacy around their deepest personal commitment. It actually gives them more credibility in a weird way when they do choose to be public about other things.
Also,
because they've drawn a clear line, they've shown they can keep things sacred and protected when they want to. So when they choose to share something publicly, like the honor culture vision, the audience might be more inclined to trust it's a genuine commitment, because the most personal thing, the marriage itself, was kept entirely private.
That makes sense. That distinction is key context for understanding why Honor-Ween wasn't just a party, but this big public brand statement.
Exactly. It's a foundation upon which the public-facing business is built.
Right. So the privacy of the wedding kind of anchors the public nature of the business. Honor-Ween was the big public splash, but honor culture itself actually launched a few months earlier, right? July 2025.
That's correct. July 2025. And right from the get-go, it was clear this wasn't intended to be just another celebrity side project, like a perfume or a clothing line they slapped their name on.
It felt more ambitious.
Way more ambitious. It's positioning itself as much more than just, say, fitness gear or supplements. They're calling it a comprehensive wellness platform. It's aiming to be a whole ecosystem.
Okay, comprehensive wellness. That's a term we hear a lot. Let's break that down. What does that actually mean in terms of what honor culture offers? What are the components?
Based on their launch materials and subsequent events, it seems to integrate three main pillars. First, physical fitness, that's the obvious one. Second, mental health support. And third, community building.
So, body, mind, and connection.
Pretty much. It's designed as this holistic lifestyle movement. The idea isn't just that you buy a product, it's that you engage with the platform, probably long-term, maybe through subscriptions.
Makes sense. And the philosophy behind it.
It really emphasizes concepts like intentional living, self-improvement, and collective healing. So they're tapping into that deeper cultural current around holistic health. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good, thinking well, improving yourself from the inside out.
Which is a much bigger and potentially more profitable market than just selling workout clothes.
Absolutely. It aims for long-term behavioral change and mental well-being, not just physical results.
So are there specific products or services beyond, like, leggings with the Honor Culture logo?
Well, the apparel is definitely part of it. That's the visible entry point, the branding you see them wearing in photos. That builds awareness.
Okay.
But the core seems to be the digital platform. Think subscription access. You'd likely get guided workout videos led by majors, focusing on strength, discipline, maybe that tactical fitness vibe.
Right, playing to his strengths and image.
And then complementing that, you'd have content from Good, maybe focusing more on mindful movement, flexibility, but also, crucially, explaining the philosophy, the why behind the what, the intentionality piece.
And the mental health pillar, how does that manifest?
That could involve things like guided meditations, maybe digital workshops on resilience or focus, potentially even partnerships for therapy referrals or mental wellness resources, though that gets complex legally.
And the community aspect,
Yeah.
online forums,
Yeah.
group challenges.
Could be all of the above.
Yeah.
Creating a space where members feel connected, support each other. That collective healing idea suggests shared experience is key.
Okay, so it's multifaceted. And the way they introduced it, that relied heavily on them as a couple, right?
Right from the start, the initial marketing was all coordinated Instagram posts, high-quality images and videos of them training together, wearing matching honor culture gear,
Establishing the brand's look immediately.
and leveraging their partnership as the central selling point. It's not just buy this gear, it's embody this partnership, this commitment.
And some of that imagery was really powerful. You mentioned one earlier,
Yeah, that one image really stood out. Majors lifting Good up onto his shoulders.
which is more than just a fitness pose.
Oh, it's pure visual metaphor. It screams trust, strength, partnership, mutual support. Literally one partner physically supporting the other.
And given the context we'll discuss later, that image carries extra weight.
Huge weight. It implicitly communicates resilience, overcoming adversity together, building strength through unity. It connects their personal story directly to the brand's core values without saying a word.
Smart. And they
Yeah.
built anticipation too.
Yeah, they use that classic teaser strategy, simple tagline, something's coming, stay tuned. Got the fans buzzing, speculating, made sure people were paying attention when the full details dropped, maximized that launch impact.
So they're essentially marketing their relationship as the product's proof of concept.
In a way, yes. They're selling the blueprint of their partnership, packaged as wellness. But here's what shows it's more than just digital marketing and celebrity endorsement. They took it offline. They went international.
Right, the experiential stuff. That signals serious intent.
Definitely. They hosted this thing called the Limitless Wellness House Experience down in Medellin, Colombia.
Medellin. Interesting choice. And this involved a partner.
Yeah, a crucial partnership with a company called Limitless X Holdings.
What do they do?
Typically, companies like Limitless X specialize in taking celebrity IP intellectual property and scaling it up, building brands, handling logistics, expanding into different markets. Partnering with them suggests Good and majors aren't just funding this themselves. They're using professional infrastructure, aiming for serious scale, maybe global reach.
It legitimizes it beyond just a passion project.
Absolutely. Signals real business structure.
So this Limitless Wellness House in
Yeah.
Colombia, what was that like for the people who attended? Was it just a fancy retreat?
It sounds like a blend. Part high-end retreat, part immersive brand workshop. You'd pay for this exclusive, probably multi-day experience.
High-touch marketing. Builds
Yeah.
serious loyalty.
The most effective kind, often, because attendees get direct access. In Medellin, majors apparently led the group training sessions. Physical fitness pillar leaning into his persona of discipline, strength.
And aiming and good.
She handled the other side. sharing the conceptual vision, the philosophy behind honor culture, explaining the purposeful movement idea, how it connects physical effort to mental well-being, intentionality, the why.
So they mirrored their roles in the digital content, the
Yep.
physical and the philosophical.
Exactly. A perfect complementary dynamic reinforcing the partnership theme again.
So putting it all together, the structure, the partnerships, the international events, this really does look like they're building honor culture as a serious, long-term venture.
It seems positioned as a legacy project, absolutely. They're investing in establishing real credibility in that crowded wellness space. It's clearly meant to be a core part of their professional identity moving forward.
Which brings us back to Honor-Ween. That party wasn't the start of honor culture.
No, it was the coronation, maybe, the big, flashy, high-visibility celebration of it, using their combined star power, those unified black costumes, to just hammer home the brand's arrival in the public mind.
Okay, so we have the event, the people, the business.
Yeah.
But there's still a crucial layer of context we need to add. The cultural backdrop, and particularly that narrative of resilience you mentioned. So we've established Honor-Ween wasn't just a party, it was a strategic move. A business play wrapped in Halloween fun.
Right. And to really get the strategic brilliance, you have to see it in context. First, the broader context of how celebrities operate now. Meaning this whole trend of public figures using their platforms, especially as a couple, not just to stay famous, but to build actual businesses, lifestyle empires, really, where their relationship, their story is the brand.
We've seen it with others, for sure. The Goop model, Fenty.
Exactly. And this blending, mixing personal stuff like a holiday party with professional brand promotion, that's become the standard playbook for modern celebrity entrepreneurs. They're selling an aspirational lifestyle.
In their own relationship, its perceived strength, its story, acts as the proof that the lifestyle works.
Precisely. And for good and majors, that proof of concept leans heavily on a very specific, very carefully managed public narrative,
Yeah.
the story of resilience.
Okay, this is where we have to talk about the challenges.
We do, because you can't analyze honor culture or the timing of Honor-Ween without acknowledging the really difficult circumstances surrounding the formation and solidification of their partnership.
You're referring to the legal issues Jonathan Majors faced.
Yes. Their relationship really came into public view and grew during a period of intense legal trouble for him, stemming from those assault allegations involving his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari back in 2023.
Which led to significant professional fallout and huge public scrutiny.
Massive scrutiny, and the legal process concluded with Majors being convicted on 2 misdemeanor counts, assault and harassment, in December 2023.
And the consequences were immediate, right?
They were professionally devastating. Sources confirm he had to complete a mandatory 52-week in-person domestic violence intervention program. And crucially for his career, he was dropped from major projects.
Including the Marvel role, Kang?
Including Kang, that multi-film, universe-defining role, gone. Along with other projects, the financial hit, the career disruption, it was enormous.
So placing their relationship milestones against that backdrop, it changes how you see things.
Completely, because throughout that entire very public, very tumultuous period, Meagan Good's support was unwavering.
She was visibly by his side.
Consistently. At court appearances. In public statements. Indirectly. Sources suggest she provided not just vital emotional support during that crisis, but even, reportedly, financial help as his income streams dried up.
Which makes their subsequent actions, the intensely private wedding, the joint launch of honor culture, feel like a deliberate response.
It frames them as a powerful, unified comeback story. The narrative becomes, we faced adversity together, she stood by him, and now we're building something positive out of it.
Which raises that question for us, for you listening. How much of this resilience narrative is genuine personal journey, and how much is, well, expertly crafted PR?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the truth is it's probably both. That's what makes it so effective.
How do you mean?
Well, think about the language honor culture uses, those core concepts. Intentional living, self-improvement, collective healing. Those phrases work perfectly as a counter-narrative to the chaos and negativity of the legal situation. They subtly reframe Major's experience. He's not just someone who faced legal trouble and lost roles. He's someone who, through partnership and intentional living, embarked on a path of self-improvement and is now focused on healing.
The brand itself becomes the statement of his recovery, his path forward.
Exactly. It provides the official story. So the timing becomes incredibly strategic. The private wedding in March 2025 signals stability, commitment. The foundation is solid.
Then the Honor Culture launch in July 2025 provides a professional vehicle a way back into the public eye on his own terms, a source of income perhaps replacing lost ones.
And then Honor-Ween in October 2025.
Hmm.
The big public celebration, the victory lap almost, cementing that narrative of we're back, we're strong, we're building together.
And those coordinated black costumes at the party,
Uh-huh.
they become symbols of that unified front.
Absolutely. Whether it was the opulent gold earlier or the sleek black later, the visual message was unity, strength, the ability to face challenges as a team. They're selling the idea that you, the consumer, can also find strength and resilience maybe by engaging with honor culture.
Turning personal difficulty into a marketable asset.
That's the essence of sophisticated, modern celebrity entrepreneurship. Every public moment, every choice, down to the color of your Halloween costume, can be woven into the corporate brand story, especially when that story is about overcoming obstacles.
It's a complex interplay of personal life, public image, and business strategy.
Definitely. And they seem to be navigating it with extraordinary calculation. Hashtag tag tag outro.
Wow. Okay, so we started with a pretty standard celebrity citing black costumes at a Halloween party.
Right. Seems simple enough.
And we ended up dissecting this multi-layered strategy involving brand building, narrative control, image rehabilitation, maybe even financial recovery.
It really shows how, for top-tier celebrity couples today, these big public moments like hosting your own branded Halloween party, they're not just parties. They're carefully planned business assets.
Yeah. Let's quickly recap the main strategic takeaways we pulled out of this deep dive. What really defined this whole Honor-Ween, honor culture move?
Okay, first, I think, was that power of using dual identities or dual marketing moments. The shift from the historical, opulent Egyptian look to the modern tactical blade look allowed them to hit different notes, dominate media for longer.
2 beats instead of 1.
Second, the brilliant timing and branding synergy. Merging a universal holiday, Halloween, with their specific brand coining Honor-Ween guaranteed massive, timely exposure for honor culture right when people were paying attention.
Making the personal push the professional?
Exactly. And third, the sheer ambition and commitment behind honor culture itself. This isn't just merch. It's positioned as a comprehensive wellness platform aiming for holistic health, backed by serious partnerships like Limitless X, and using high-touch experiential marketing like that Medellin event. They're signaling this is a long-term, serious play.
Of legacy venture, like you said.
Hmm.
Okay, so thinking about all that, it leaves us with a pretty provocative question, something for you, the listener, to maybe chew on.
Yeah.
As we see more and more celebrities building these huge lifestyle empires, often built directly on these very carefully curated stories of their personal lives, their resilience, their milestones, how does that change how we see them?
Does the curation affect the authenticity?
Yeah. Does the fact that a holiday party is also a calculated piece of corporate branding change how we feel about the party or the couple? And maybe what responsibility do we have as consumers when that line between the person and the brand, the actor and the entrepreneur, is being so deliberately, strategically blurred for us?
That is the big question, isn't it? Where does personal story end and marketing begin? It's the new frontier of how we engage with celebrity culture. Maybe dig a little deeper yourself, look into Limitless X Holdings, see what other brands they manage.
Or check out the Honor Culture platform, if you can access it. See if you can spot how that resilience narrative is woven into the actual content, the workouts, the philosophy they're selling.
It's a fascinating cycle. The spectacle, the strategy, the story, all intertwined.
It really is. Okay, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening.